Mireya, this is Bryce. Do you copy? I definitely get the feeling that something is watching me. Something is following me. Something just threw something. Oh. I don't like this anymore.
Well, I gotta tell you, I'm super excited.
It's crazy.
When we got that hit, it was like, time to go.
Yeah.
Over the past 5 years, the team has conducted expeditions that have spanned over 1,600 miles, and along the way have gathered evidence and witness accounts, culminating in what is believed to be a Bigfoot migration route that begins and ends in Northern California.
Had we hesitated, we could possibly miss whatever set that camera off.
At every investigation site, they have left 24/7 surveillance monitoring systems. And after 9 months of silence, the NorCal site captured 2 upright creatures walking through the woods, prompting Mireya, Bryce, and Russell to rendezvous at the location where the trail cams were set off. During their 2021 expedition in this location,
What do you think this is?
This reminds me of a gorilla nest, constructed, woven.
the team discovered a cluster of possible Bigfoot nests.
Oh my God.
This unique area of Northern California, also known as the Lost Coast, spans over 7,000 acres of wild and untouched terrain and is one of the global epicenters for Bigfoot reports. There have been more than 10,000 reported sightings of this elusive creature in the continental United States, and NorCal is one of the highest concentrated areas for those sightings.
And we walked through that last time.
Yep.
Hey guys,
Hey, Ross.
how's it
What's up,
going?
Russ?
Sane water, huh?
Crazy.
That's something else, right? Yep.
That nesting area over there, there's no way there's anything left with this
No. Right.
water level.
Anything that was there is too close to the water. If they're doing any kind of nesting, it's gonna be much higher. Agreed. Away from this.
With those nesting sites blown out, perhaps that's the reason for this recent activity. These creatures could be looking for new nesting grounds.
With the original nest site destroyed due to extreme weather, the team must employ tools to further their expedition based on the possible Bigfoot sighting that was captured just 2 days ago.
Well, we got our work cut out for us. I'm gonna get those drones up so we can map this area
Perfect.
and establish our target zone.
Yeah, that's
sounds
awesome. Let's
good.
go get the gear.
Awesome.
To really hit the ground running here in Northern California, we need to map this area, and fast.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Wow, you brought a lot of stuff.
Which is why we brought in Pete Kelsey. We really only know something has moved through here, and we know the location of the old nesting site, but that's been washed away. So we're looking for points of interest that could be possible new nesting grounds.
So to map this place, we have brought a fleet of drones. This is survey grade LiDAR drone.
Light detection and ranging, known as LiDAR, is a sophisticated mapping system that creates precise 3-dimensional composites of terrain.
What about this one then?
Also LiDAR, really flexible. We can fly this. I can pull it off the drone, walk with it.
And I'm wondering if there's markers we can look for to help us find those new nesting sites.
A nest means things are going to it and
Yes.
coming out of it.
Right.
Yes. This is a multi-spectral camera.
What does it do?
It looks at plants that have been walked on, dug up,
So for identifying game trails.
combined with the LiDAR is a 1-2 punch. If something interesting in the LiDAR lines up with something interesting in the multispectral,
We got a hit.
Yeah.
Well, with this window of opportunity,
yeah, we need to fly.
Mireya, maybe you could ground scan that old
Sure.
nesting site and see if you can find anything.
While the team utilizes handheld LiDAR scanners and thermal technology to record data from the ground, this fleet of drones sets out to seek, map, and pinpoint possible nesting sites, scanning the forest floor for unusual ground disturbances in this 7,000-acre area.
The LiDAR scans revealed several possible clusters of nests. We decided it would be best if we divide and conquer. So Bryce and I are going to go and investigate the cluster that was found near the old nesting site, while Russ travels to the northeast, where he can then investigate the ones identified there.
While the team begins exploring Northern California's backcountry.
When we come into an active target zone, we immediately start fielding local reports and sightings. It's a lot of work to really vet the ones that are going to help our expedition. That's why I've brought in some help.
15 miles away, a new resource to the expedition heads to the nearest town.
My name is Ben Smith, and I'm a former undercover CIA field operative. I'm here to help the team out to track down as many eyewitnesses as I can and to find those kinds of stories that will get us closer to the truth. Well, I'm here doing Bigfoot research in the area.
Bigfoot?
Bigfoot. You hear any Bigfoot stories or?
Yeah, quite a few actually.
Really? Okay, can you describe it?
I've heard crazy screaming calls.
Yeah.
We just kept hearing like someone like tracing behind us. It just really freaked us out.
Something was stalking us. That we were in proximity one and we were being watched.
Yep.
You know, we know jack about what's out there.
Right. When you sit down and you talk with them face to face, a lot of the other things about an individual may or may not agree on fall away. And what you have is an individual who saw something that was very compelling and then it changed their lives.
Driving southbound, I had an interesting experience with two figures that I can't explain.
Well, tell me about it. What happened?
I was with another person, and these two creatures ran across the street and jumped, and it was a straight drop-off cliff. They couldn't have been a human, in other words, because they would have tumbled, broken bones.
There were two of them.
Definitely two different figures.
Human, hominid-shaped.
Bipedal.
Bipedal.
With that motion of the arms.
Oh, wow.
About 5 feet.
Interesting. This is incredible intel. We're in the same location, and this witness is describing a nearly identical event to what our trail cams captured just a few days ago. Your encounter, to me, kind of tracks with some of the other data points that we're getting.
If they're anywhere, it's here.
See that? All this stuff's been pulled up. That's a small animal doing that.
Now, just 3 miles from the northeast target zone, Russell discovers possible signs of life.
So if you think about it, it's been raining nonstop. Animals that have been hunkered down are now getting whatever they can to feed on. Anything out here that's trying to feed is also being watched by something bigger that's trying to feed. See how these trays are broken down? I can logically accept that as snow load or heavy winds because they're still connected. What I can't find the logic for is where that tree came from right there. There's nothing broken off the ground anywhere. It is weird. That's not from here. That's out of place. Let's head down this way towards our pinpoint. Got a ways to go and daylight is going fast. Anything that changes the dynamic, anything that makes you want to turn around and go the other way, start searching because that's the signals we're looking for out here.
I feel like I see a big toe, little toe.
That's interesting.
Maybe a heel back there. I mean, that's awesome. You know, that point of interest that we discovered on the LiDAR map, it proved to be correct because as I was walking along this path, something just jumped out what appeared to be a deep impression. I've never found a footprint before. This is a first. I don't see another one.
Yeah, I was about to say, do you see a second?
Nothing else on this path is depressing that deep into the ground though, right? Like, I'm 200 pounds, you know, I'm walking through here and not doing much.
For something to have created an impression that deep, 21 inches.
That's big.
It had to have been of substantial weight. And I can't think of another animal out here that could possibly have created that.
Hey, I got some scat here too. Look at this.
Is that a hair in it?
Yes.
Huh. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give you tweezers, a set of gloves, then a vial for the scat.
Great.
In the meantime, I'm gonna go collect eDNA from that print, and then I wanna cast it.
All right, see you in a minute.
All of these particular finds are gonna exist out in nature. That's not actually that surprising.
Cool.
What I love about it is the proximity to each other. It is so close to the actual site where we just got activity of 2 individuals walking through 2 days ago. Okay, I'm gonna scan it now.
Before they cast the footprint, Mireya quickly creates a 3D composite image.
Check this out.
Oh, wow.
Using a handheld scanner.
All right, I'm gonna put this evidence away.
Okay,
Time is 5 p.m.
we're losing light really quick, so let's get that casting material going.
Great.
Do you have some water?
Here you go.
You want to make sure that it's the right consistency, sort of thick.
Yeah.
We want it to set. So. There we go. And then just start smoothing it over.
Sure.
There you go.
That is wild. Once it's in there, that size really starts to pop out, doesn't it?
And take shape. All right.
Casting the single footprint will preserve its current state.
Excellent. Let's just cover it up.
Okay.
And once dried and analyzed, the team hopes to obtain critical impression evidence.
Yeah?
We'll pick up where we left off and just come back in the morning to pick it up once
Copy
it's
that.
dry. Let's make our way to base camp.
Let's do it. Nice work.
All right. I mean, I think we found ourselves a little hot spot.
No doubt about it.
As night falls on day 1 of their expedition, Russell has decided to stake out a clearing 1 mile away from where the LiDAR results showed possible clusters of nests.
Using thermal imaging, my most preferred tool out here. See how this one is hanging back? This one's going back. They're moving like coyotes. Yeah. I bet they're coyotes. Look how they move. I've already seen 2 different types of animals. The deer and the coyotes. All we need next is something much larger.
As Russell continues to monitor activity from an unknown creature, at base camp, Mireya and Bryce begin setting up their own surveillance.
So Bryce, last time we were here, there were actually a lot of animals that were coming through the camp. So what I'd like to do tonight is place these trail cams around the perimeter just in case anything comes through.
Great idea. All right. Trail cameras are deployed.
All right, Sam.
As the trail cams begin to survey the perimeter of their base camp, Mireya and Bryce arm themselves with body cameras, a technique they've never used before.
We can put them on our front and back.
Hang on.
Well, look at it. I have that.
What was that? I'm hearing some pops. Let's go that way. I'm hearing movement. Oh man, this stuff is... Mireya, this is Bryce. Do you copy? I definitely get the feeling that something is watching me. Something is following me. Copy? Over and out.
Okay.
And I don't like that. Oh, Bryce to Mireya. through something. Mireya, do you copy? Oh, Bryce to Mireya, do you copy? That scared the out of me. I gotta get the hell out of here. I don't like this anymore.
I'm gonna actually attempt to go home. It's really sweet. Oh yeah, actually smells like animal has been in here. Set the camera down here. There we go. I just want to take a look around and see if there's any sign of what animal might have been in here. The first thing I noticed is that a really large animal could come in here. I was able to stand up, turn around. This is potentially a place where I could find signs of a large mammal. Okay, so right here, it looks like fur. Right there is a good-sized clump of hair. I only see one type, which is a sign because primates only have one kind of hair. You know, deer and other animals, you see guard hair, and then you see an underfur. And so far, I have not seen that. There has most certainly been something in here. This is when predators hunt. An animal could leave in search of food. The last thing I want is to be in here when it comes back. I'm just gonna put this in the evidence kit. Humans like to think that we're at the top of the food chain. Wow, quite a large clump of hair here. But out here in these woods at night, you quickly realize that you stand no chance.
Come on. What are you? Deer or coyotes? They'd be moving around. Whatever it is, it's watching us.
I'm sitting on the hillside in pitch black. I'm looking through thermal imaging, and it dawns on me that I'm being watched.
Interesting. Notice how red hot it got. That's a lot of heat.
This is not natural. I know that I'm not looking at the coyotes. I'm looking at something vastly different. And it's got a large red heat trace.
There's more than one. 1, 2, 3. Those are big.
This is something big. I'm seeing how massive this thing is. I've been doing Bigfoot research for 40 plus years, and here's something that is gonna present itself to me.